Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to another trading session. It is Thursday, so the day after FOMC. Yesterday we had FOMC at, I guess it was about 1:30. Let me just check. Yeah, 2:30. Yeah, we had FOMC. FOMC made a nice schematic here, a nice draw on the chart. But yeah, nothing to work with, honestly, here at the FOMC. We are still waiting for the open here, but let me talk to you about the game plan for yesterday's price action. So give me just a second here. So yeah, there we go. And now we are online in all platforms. So I was just checking the other platforms, checking if everything was all right. So all-time high here at the upside. So 50 handles away from the 7,000 big figure. Down here, this shaded area is the NWOG. So I'm expecting price right at the open come down, eventually triggering previous day low, eventually touching the NWOG as well. So I believe this is right now the opening candle. It's the 9:30 candle. There we go. So 9:30 here. I guess now now you can hear me. Yeah, as I was saying, first minutes of the stream, I'm waiting for 9:30 opening and displacing price eventually lower to previous day low, and eventually reaching for this shaded area, which is the NWOG. We have London highs, we have Asia highs, we have previous day high here as well, which is already taken, and yeah, pre-market highs. All these highs are kind of too smooth for me. Seems like price wants to go a little bit lower first, but then we might grind to the upside. So I will wait a bit to see if something like that will eventually happen or not. So yeah, 9:30 open. Previous day low is right here. These levels that I marked here, yeah, these levels are the previous weekly, the previous daily wick. But let's see if we have some sort of displacement lower or not. So here we have regular trading hour session, sell side liquidity as well. So yeah, price is almost tapping previous day low. It's about how many handles away from it? Yeah, 5 handles away from it. So I believe we will head to it right away. So we have the opening range gap as well here on ES, and NQ is already reaching lower. Yeah, it is reaching lower here. So I believe we will move lower as well in the first minutes of the stream and of the opening. So let's wait for that displacement. At this point, I will mark the 950 open, 950 macro as well. So 950 macro. There we go. So yeah, the game plan is probably wait for previous day low to be tapped. Oops. Previous day low to be purged. I mean, eventually price coming inside this shaded area and then eventually reacting on a bullish way. That would be nice to see if something like that happened inside a macro. So that way, everybody who's trying to sell here might get punished, and we might offer something to the upside. So this is what I really want to see on price action today. So a bullish reaction from a sweep lower. But let's see. So price taken previous day low. So the low hanging fruit is taken here on ES. Seems like NQ is taking it as well. So tap into the NWOG. Let's see how far we will go. Yeah, so far the opening price action has been quite well anticipated. Price still moving towards lower numbers. So now that price came directly towards lower price action and took out previous day low. I will take out these. Not yet. I will leave that for now. As I was saying, as we are moving towards lower price action, now I'm waiting for the macro. Eventually, the macro will trigger something, and that something might be a reversal to the upside if we are still bullish, of course, and if our bias is kind of right. So what about you guys? Have you done anything yesterday? Did you took any did you take any trades yesterday on the FOMC, or were you just tape reading and actually learning something from it? Yeah, yesterday I stayed flat because I was anticipating a day like this, a day where a low probability setup would eventually develop. And it kind of developed a setup. If you watched my stream yesterday, I anticipated a run here to all-time highs and then displaced lower, but it was not that clean, honestly. I didn't like how price behaved around here. So the short would be around somewhere here, but then we had to face accumulation of about 35 minutes. So it's not ideal. But yeah, we picked the top here, and I guess was a nice setup. So we are still waiting here. In the meantime, let me just take a look at my phone here. Sorry, I'm not, I usually don't do this, but I have to in this case. So price kind of starting to react here. There we go, the reaction that we wanted. So now let's see if something bullish develops. I guess this is what we were expecting. I want to see price trade a little bit higher just before heading into something bullish. We are still 7 minutes away from the macro as well. So let's wait a bit more. So far, we are rejecting the midpoint of this bearish fair value gap here. Still waiting. I would like to see price eventually trade above the previous day low. We kind of reacted to the first quadrant here, but I accept a lower drive on price if it has to. So a small fair value gap here. So let's see. Let's see if we will have some sort of a bullish reaction to the upside, taking all this liquidity out. I would like to see price trade a little bit higher from previous day low. So far, price reacting heavily here on the NWOG. Really heavy reaction here. So for those who longed this already, this might work as a turtle soup. This was not enough for me, honestly, to get into. It's just a inverted fair value gap. Yeah, it's kind of stronger than in Q, it seems like. Now let's see if we can eventually hold at the previous day low. And let's start to make some kind of projections as well. So amplify this. And yeah, -2 standard deviation would stand for London highs. Well, the read, once again, the read was on point, but yeah, honestly, I feel like we have to be a little bit more aggressive sometimes because, yeah, this this type of behavior, it leaves no room for hesitation, honestly. Nice reaction. Very nice reaction here. So price kind of hold here at 9:30 open. It's now trying to get above 8:30 open as well. Seems like price is really in a rush to get into something. Let's take this one a little bit lower. Yeah, we'll take this out for now. Would like to see this one be reclaimed as a bullish fair value gap. That would be nice because we are right now at the midpoint of the daily wick, and it has 8:30 open as well. We have another fair value gap here as well, right at the 50%. So we'll zoom this a little bit. It's kind of hard to decide where to put my stop here if I would like to enter. Let me just take a measure of OTE levels. Yeah, it's right here, right above, right below, I mean. Kind of hard. Let me just go to a higher time frame just to see where price can eventually retrace to. Yeah, on the 5 minute as well. So yeah, guys, the read on price action has been quite good. I anticipated quite well this move to the upside, but honestly, this leaves us no chance to get into something. It's quite a bullish move here. No sort of retrace, nothing. Just a bullish move. A straight move to the upside. It's been 12 minutes and only green candles. So price went for -1 standard deviation here. It's now trying to form some sort of an order block. Sorry about my camera, but I still have to figure out how to take out that option. I mean, the option is not there anymore, but it's not activated to an automatic shutdown. But the camera itself is still shutting off. Oops. Now price is retracing back here. Let's see if we have an opportunity to get into something. Let's see if we will have an opportunity here to get in, or if price will just continue lower. I don't believe so, but sometimes it can happen. Let me just but yeah, so far price did what we were expecting. And yeah, seems like there is no opportunity for us. Kind of a hard market when the market is so strong and so quick. It's kind of uh, it's kind of hard to interact with, um, despite knowing what you're looking for, and despite the market doing what you anticipated. And if you go back the first minutes of the stream, I clearly said that I would like to see price coming lower to previous day low, eventually tap the NWOG, and then giving us some sort of a reversal. And it happened right away, but it was so fast. And honestly, just a inversion type of fair value gap is not an entry for me. I need to see a little bit more. But the market decided not to give me anything more. So yeah, guys, I'm still waiting here for something. It was an aggressive reaction right here. Let me just take a look at the regular trading hours. Yeah, we still have some buy side liquidity here on the regular trading hours to take out. But here it's kind of a tricky situation to be bullish as well, despite I kind of like how price is behaving here. But yeah. We need to see a little bit more from price. Seems like a retrace is on the way. Let's see if 930 will eventually hold, because for a retrace to equilibrium, yeah, it needs to retrace at least until 930. Yeah, but it seems like its price is really strong right now. Hello, Pablo. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing great, brother. Um, let me. What did you say? Dow Jones inside bearish order block, but S&P and NQ don't leave any liquidity upside. Even yesterday with Powell speech, NQ took the high. Yeah, but honestly, these highs and London high is kind of suspicious for me. I still believe we will go higher from here. And if you look at the 1 hour chart on NQ, okay, we are trading inside of a bearish fair value gap right now, but above that bearish fair value gap, you have a lot of relative equal highs. So a lot of stops are placed there. And I tend to believe that we will eventually move a little bit higher. Price is now inside of this quadrant from the previous daily wick, in between 75% and 50%. And it seems like this bullish fair value gap will project price to the upside. I don't know. I'm kind of, I was expecting a move higher from here, but not a move like this. I was expecting something a bit slower, but price was kind of aggressive, too aggressive for me, and it left a lot of imbalances behind. So at this point, it's kind of hard to frame anything. See, on the 2 minute, there's a lot of imbalances. On the 3 minute as well, this can this first one can be and it can act as a breakaway gap. So the second one is already touched, so we are ready to go to the upside. I'm not sure about it, honestly. And the macro is ending as well, so tough market, honestly. Yeah, let me take a look at YM just to. Yeah, YM is really pushing. Yeah, it already took out this low resistance here, all this low resistance, but we still have some more on the upside. NQ definitely the slowest and the weaker one. But see all of this liquidity here on NQ, it seems like it wants to reach for it. All of this here, a lot of stops are being placed here. So it will probably act as our drawn liquidity. Let's wait a bit more. Let's see if this move to the downside will not be some sort of a manipulation lower just to take out these lows here. And for a bullish continuation, I would like to see 930 to hold as our support and price grind higher. But yeah, this is kind of a tough market, honestly. Despite knowing what we want to see, the opportunities to get in, it's kind of hard. Price now moving a little bit. So 930. Let's just see if this ends up to be a new drive lower or if we will head higher from here, because right now I can see on higher time frames, this is our breaker, so we are touching the breaker on higher time frames. We came for the order block as well. Yeah, so far it is holding. Mm. Yeah, but not liking how this is behaving right now. Let me just see where price is in terms of, yeah, it came from for equilibrium. So we rejected 75% of the daily wick. Now we are rejecting 50% of it. Should we go for another drive lower? But for that to happen, I would let me just take a look at YM just to see what YM is doing, and YM is still pushing to the upside. At least it's not pushing, but at least it's hanging here. Oops. Hmm. Yeah, this was a failed to reclaim this bullish fair value gap. So this is still an inverted fair value gap. This is also an inverted fair value gap. So all these inversions are happening at the midpoint of the daily wick. But right now 930 is acting as support on price. Still holding here at 930. Yeah, but NQ seems Seems way weaker. This is not looking good for shorts as well. What do you guys say? Are you still bullish? Are you waiting for lower price action? Because now if this is really a situation where we go lower, it will be a high resistance, and I'm not inclined to participate on it. Yeah, once again, this is respecting the inversion for value gap. I mean, respecting it. But honestly, I don't know. This to me is some sort of a high resistance. And I usually don't like to play on these high resistance environments. Seems like we have some follow through here or not. Let me take a look at YM once again here. Yeah, but it's still pushing here. YM still pushing. So 930 open. We have a bearish fair value gap here. This is the first bearish fair value gap, which is from this leg to the downside, I believe. It has formed right at 930 open and right at 25% of the daily wick. So I will probably wait for an inversion if this happened. High resistance to the downside here. So we better wait. Let's see, for a bullish continuation, I would like to see that being inverted and not being respected here. In terms of retrace, yeah, we went for equilibrium as well. So let's see. Hmm. It's funny because it doesn't convince me for shorts as well. I don't like to be in this type of price action for shorts. But it's heading to the downside. Yeah, but this to me is kind of ugly, ugly price action to the downside. There we go. Let's see. This is a massive stop. Mm. Yeah, still waiting here. Yeah, but it seems like we are ready to head higher. So not the best fill, but let's see. So at this point, I would not like to see price retrace lower than 930. Hmm. Let's see if we have a closure above those two downside candles. So far, not looking bad. But I want to see the 50% of the daily wick uh, to be suppressed. Yeah, let's see, Pablo. Let's see. Price is kind of weird right now. And yeah, we are outside of the macro as well, so I'm not sure. I needed to see a close above 50% of the wick. Right now I will take this out here because it's a lot of noise. Not a convinced close above this supposed order block. Let's see. I don't like how price came here, rejected right away, 50%. I need to see it drive higher. Yeah. Price coming once again for 930. So far respecting the order block. Wicks doing a lot of damage here. So let's wait. Let's wait a bit more. The problem here is that NQ is not providing us that fuel that we wanted to see. Once again, rejecting 50% here. Let me just take a look at YM to see what YM is doing right now. Yeah, still pushing to the upside as well. So Yeah, looking at the 15 minutes, doesn't seem bad. But I wish NQ had a better 15-minute chart and a better 15-minute candle. It would definitely help. Yes. I'm not sure if I will hit TP or not, but I'm for sure I will take some partials around, probably -1 standard deviation. That way I will put myself at break even as well. I just need to see a little bit more. It would be nice to see price come here for this wick on the upside. Here I will take 2 off of 3. Right now, it makes no sense to have a position with any type of risk. So harsh reaction here at 75%. Let's see if we will have some follow through to the upside, of course. Yeah, harsh reaction here from this 75%, this quadrant. Let's see if we won't get stomped out here. This bullish reclaimed fair value, this fair value gap should act as a reclaimed one. So I want to see this acting as a reclaimed fair value gap, and these two candles should act as a order block. If we get stopped out here, well, that's a shame, but it is what it is. Yeah, stopped out here. So price really came for the order block. Let me take out this order. But to me, it makes no sense to leave an open risk. It was a shame, but it is what it is. We had about 1 hour. But I guess that's how we manage risk. Just I need to put these settings on a automatic because otherwise there will be times where all this light will just blow up the exposure. So let's see if I got stopped out right at the entry. Just to see my position get to my profit taking, but it is what it is. So I got stopped out at 898.50, 898.50. So the bottom of this candle. Yeah, I should have taken a partial here, honestly, at -1. I aimed for the top of the wick here, but it is what it is. So not an easy day, I guess. Not an easy day to trade. See this this was a type of behavior that I would not like to see, because I was looking at NQ, and on the 15-minute NQ seemed too weak for me, and it could drag ES to the downside. That's why I decided to protect myself. And I'm glad I did it. Honestly, I'm glad I did it. See, if I hadn't protect myself at this point, I would be in drawdown. And yeah, in a risk of being 1 hour down. Yeah, I guess this will be, since the move higher, it kind of failed. Seems like we will head a little bit lower because we rejected the quadrant. We kind of inverted this once again, but I will take this off here. I will take this off. So right now, if we trade below 930, I mean, we will go lower, because this was some sort of a manipulation. We stopped right at -1. Yeah, so let's see if this inverted fair value gap, which was the support for the higher move, will hold. Otherwise, we will probably head lower, and London highs will stay for a later stage. So 9:30 open. Where do I have 8:30 open? Yeah, we rejected 8:30 open as well. Yeah, NQ is heading to the downside. It is dragging ES with it. YM, just take a look. YM is trying to, yeah, it has a low resistance here on the downside, so we can eventually see it come lower as well. So what about you guys? Did you take any positions? Pablo, what about you? At this point, I believe we will go lower. We kind of failed. But I also believe that ES might be not might be not the best asset to sell. Honestly, NQ might be the one that you want to sell. See, price is losing 930. Yeah, strange market right now. Well, at least we are not praying for our stop loss not to get hit. So I guess that's a blessing already. So let's wait. Let's wait for. We are already inside of the macro 1050 macro to 1110, but right now I don't see anything here on ES. I didn't like how NQ went lower, dragging ES with it. That's why I decided to protect myself and ended up in a break-even trade. I would not. Yeah, at this point, I would have been at break-even once again, but I'm not quite into a market that's doing this. I guess the only thing that I failed here was not taking profits when it was at -1 standard deviation, and I talked about it, but I kind of was expecting it to stretch a little bit more to the top of the wick because there was some liquidity here as well, and yeah, it didn't work. That's a shame, but that's part of the game as well. So what about you guys? Have you done anything yet? Are you just watching? Have you taken any trades yet? ES and in Q forming some sort of an SMT here right now. But not convinced about what price really wants to do. Just ranging. Well, the first minutes were the best. The first minutes here, this clean run to the upside, these were definitely the best. It was kind of too aggressive for me, but yeah, it kind of worked. And somehow we were expecting that. Yeah, price pushing now to the upside. a little bit, not that much. But honestly, NQ is not doing what it's supposed to do. Kind of a weird behavior from NQ, honestly. And if you look into price action has been zigzagging in between the quadrants of the wick. So this New York AM session might end up being I don't know, just a ping pong session in between the lower quadrant and the upper quadrant of the daily wick, of the previous daily wick. I'm not sure. At this point, I'm not sure. Hmm. Will the macro offer us the remaining lag here to the upside, or weird behavior from price action, honestly? And if you look into the 15 minutes, it's once again ranging, giving us that ugly price action on the 15 minutes. So lately it has been just like this, where price just ranges inside New York AM session. And yeah, giving us not much to work with. yeah, boring sessions so far. In between 10 a.m. and 11, it's been about 1 hour, and price is not giving as much to work with, honestly. Um, I was quite sure about this move to the upside, but it kind of retraced too hard for me. I was projected a break even a little bit more just to cover my trading expenses. Yeah, prices still moving a little bit, not much, but a little bit. This was kind of unfortunate that NQ had to make another low, and yeah, because right now, if I would not have put myself at break even, I would be in profit, back in profit right now. But it is what it is, I guess. It's better to do that type of risk management, because if I was playing NQ, I would be definitely stopped out. Yeah, but it seems like a range bound market is, or a range bound session will approach, will be the rest of the session, I guess. This range bound activity. That's a shame. At least we tried. Yeah. NQ once again looking ugly on the 15 minutes. Let me take a look once again at YM just to see where it is heading. Yeah, it's heading to the upside still. And I'm curious to see what will happen as soon as we take out these highs. Because at this point, it seems like ES and NQ are waiting for that to happen. More like NQ, but ES it's also kind of slow. Let me take a look at the regular trading hour session. So yeah, we still have the opening range gap open. Better slow this market, honestly. It seems like something will happen once again. In between 11:15 to 11:30, and the time is somehow approaching. It seems NQ wants to go once again a little bit lower. I don't know about it, but let me take a look at YM to see if it is. Yeah, it's close. 40 handles away. So yeah, guys, I don't know about you, but this market has been ruthless, honestly. This market has been ruthless. It's not leaving any second chances, is retracing hard during New York AM. I believe the New York AM sessions they have been terrible. It's not they have not provided clean runs lately, so it's kind of hard to do something without a clean run. We know what price wants to do, and we know what the direction of the market, and we can eventually predict what will happen, but interacting with it, it's kind of hard for me lately. And especially the New York AM sessions, they have been quite demanding in terms of patience, discipline. It's been a tough market, honestly. Yeah, price still trying to go for that level that we aimed for. But as you can see, it's slow right now. It's not making a clean run like we were expecting. Very slow. The market is behaving in a very slow way. Not clean. Not giving us that speed that we want. And yeah, it's kind of frustrating to work in an environment like this. The only thing that was great was this move to the upside, honestly. But so far, price has been ranging inside the lower quadrant and the upper quadrant of the daily wick. So it has been rejected once, it has been rejected twice. I'm not sure if it will be rejected a third time here. But it might. So it's been kind of tough lately. I don't know if you guys have been feeling the same way about the market. I would like to know if you guys have been feeling the same difficulties, if you guys have been feeling the same type of way about the market. It's been like this for a while now. The market has not given us those good runs, especially on the New York AM session, those clean runs that we would like to see. Just like this, I was expecting a continuation to the upside here after this high resistance to the downside. But yeah, it never came for the wick, never came for the sell side liquidity here. It just stopped here at the last quadrant of the daily wick. and the retraced harder low. It kind of stopped us out, and yeah, it's not been easy to trade this, honestly. What about you guys? Have you felt the same way about the market? Are you facing the same difficulties as I'm talking about? Because it's at some point, I'm not sure if I'm the only one here facing those difficulties or not, but I believe I'm not the only one. At least we are not in drawdown, because this can wreck a lot of people here. These type of ranging markets, yeah, they can do a lot of damage. And I'm glad I kind of I'm kind of able to anticipate this, and yeah, and try to stay away from it whenever I can. Of course, there's some there will be always sometimes there will where I will be in a hard situation, like a high resistance run, or eventually um a something like offside of the market or something like that. But yeah, honestly, I have been doing a great job avoiding those types of market. See, another rejection at 75%. So yeah, just like I was talking about, it seems like price wants to stay inside of these two quadrants. And it might be because Asia, yeah, it moved a lot during Asia. And whenever Asia moves a lot, or eventually London, or a pre-market like this, um, you you have to accept that New York AM session will not uh, move like you would like to see it move. It will probably move somehow, but at some point it will start to range, and it's doing it. So I'm not expecting a big move here after 11:30. It might happen, but I'm not sure about it right now. And yeah, lately I have been seeing a lot of people losing money in these types of markets. A lot of people, a lot of streamers losing money in real time. Of course, there will be always people making money as well, but yeah, lately I've been seeing a lot of people losing a lot of money. So I believe it's not just me that have is having a hard time in these types of markets. So I believe that's common to the everyday trader and the day trader. But yeah, I wish we were not on all time highs. I wish we would be in some sort of a normal conditioning type of market and price action, because all time highs. Yeah, and I've said it before. I guess this is the hardest piece of price action that I've traded for the last couple of months, honestly. But yeah, we have to face it, guys. We have really faced those hard times, and make those hard times a lesson for us. So because if we don't learn with this, we we probably will learn later in a harder way, probably. So we have to engage with what price is giving us. That's it. Yeah, once again, price trying to come below. Why I'm doing a pit stop as well. Let's see if 830 will hold now and eventually drag us a little bit higher, or if this is just a range bound market here, which I believe it is. So yeah, guys, if you enjoy this type of live streams, if you enjoy this type of conversation, and if you learn something with this type of live streams, yeah, just leave a like, hit the subscribe button as well. It will help a lot. It will help the algorithm to gather some more people, and it will help us to become a bigger community and eventually um, share a lot of knowledge with each other, because we all are in fact learning, and this is quite a journey, you know. Well, for all of us, this is one of the hardest journeys that we can eventually face in life. So in a professional way, in a personal way as well. So yeah, if you really like these streams, hit the like button and subscribe, because I try to be here every day from Monday to Friday, 9:20 New York local time. And yeah, just trading with you guys. At least we were able to push the button today. But honestly, I guess everybody was trying to, or was expecting a cleaner market. But yeah, it might be probable because of what the market has been doing in Asia and London. It moved a lot in between those two time windows. So it is acceptable to not demand a lot from the New York AM session. And yeah, it is what it is. The only thing that I didn't like about my management was not to take partials at the 75% of, or the upper quadrant, or -1 standard deviation. I guess that was my biggest mistake from the session. Um, but it is what it is. Next time I will have to be a little bit more aggressive with my partials. Yeah, just observing. We are losing 50% of the daily wick once again. But yeah, so far nothing. And yeah, guys, it's 11:30, so my time window of action is ending. And I guess I will end the stream here because there's nothing we can do right now. It's a range bound market, as I anticipated. As soon as we kind of started to reject the 75% of the daily wick, so I guess I will turn off the stream, and yeah, probably tomorrow will be another day. I don't know. So yeah, thank you guys for being there. Thank you for your company. Thank you for your interactions as well. And yeah, I hope to see you tomorrow at the same time, 9:20 New York local time, for the AM session. And yeah, stay safe, guys. Don't try to force anything, because at this point, I'm not sure if the lunch hour or the New York PM session will deliver anything, honestly. So yeah, stay cautious and have a nice afternoon. Thank you very much and be safe. See ya.